As Jessica stepped out of the motel room, the sun was just starting to hide behind the trees, painting the sky with a warm, golden light. She pulled her coat tightly against her body because she felt a deep, heavy mix of sadness and being tired down to her bones. Her plan had seemed so easy when the day began. She told her husband, David, that she had to work late, thinking she would be home long before dinner was on the table. But the afternoon lasted much longer than she thought it would, and now her only goal was to sneak back into the house without anyone noticing. The second she walked into the motel parking lot, her stomach dropped. Her car was not there. A huge wave of fear rushed through her. She ran to the lot again, looking everywhere, hoping she had just forgotten where she parked her car. After a few minutes of searching with a racing heart, the truth hit her like a cold splash of water. Her car had been stolen. She felt very lonely in that big, quiet space. Her hands were shaking so much as she called the police to tell them what happened. She tried her best to sound like a normal person who had just been a victim of a crime, hiding the secret fear she felt inside. But deep down, a tiny voice told her that her choices were starting to catch up with her. She called for a taxi and sat quietly in the back seat, surrounded by a heavy silence. As her mind went over every lie she had told that day, she thought about the story she told David, the fake meetings she made up, the smile she had to force, and the text message she sent that said, "Don't wait up, I will be home late." Each lie felt like a heavy stone on her back. What scared her most was getting home without her car. David was a man who noticed every little thing, even the smallest changes. Over the last few weeks, he had become much quieter and felt further away than he used to be. When Jessica finally got her house, it was wrapped in total darkness. Even the porch lights were turned off. This felt wrong right away because David always left those lights on when he knew she would be home late to make sure she felt safe. She unlocked the front door and walked into a house that felt cold and very quiet. "David?" she called out softly as she put her purse on the kitchen counter. No one answered. As she walked further down the hallway, a scary feeling started to grow in her chest. The photos and frames that used to be all over the walls were gone. Even their wedding picture was missing from its usual spot. Her heart started beating faster as she ran through the house, pulling open drawers and looking in closets. All of David's things, his favorite shirts, his silver watch, and even the old leather jacket he only wore once in a while, had all disappeared. The truth hit her hard. He was gone. It was a very sad sight to see the home so empty. Sitting right there on the dining room table was a small envelope with her name on the front. Her fingers were trembling as she pulled it open and found her car key and a letter. She sat down slowly in a chair, feeling her stomach turn into knots. She knew she had to read what he wrote. The letter started simply, "Jessica, I have found out about everything. I know about the motel, the other man, and all the lies you thought you were hiding. You were not as careful as you believed you were. The tracking system in your car showed me exactly where you spent your day today. I had a truck come and tow your car away while you were still inside that room. Please take this as my way of saying goodbye." Tears started to fill her eyes as she kept reading. David's writing was very steady and calm, which almost hurt more. "I did not want to have a big fight. I only wanted you to see that I deserve to be told the truth. Your car is parked at your mother's house in Tucson. You can go pick it up whenever you feel ready to tell her, or yourself, what really happened." Jessica let the paper fall from her hands as her eyes got blurry from crying. The pain she felt was not just because she got caught. It was the way David sounded so sure and quiet in his words that really broke her heart. He didn't yell at her. He didn't break anything in anger. He just walked away and left her all alone to deal with the results of what she had done. She ran to their bedroom, hoping with all her heart that maybe he was still there hiding. But the room felt empty and hollow. The closet door was open and his side was completely bare. On his pillow was his wedding ring, placed there with care, like it was one last kind thing he could do. Jessica fell to her knees, holding on to that ring as she cried into the quiet house. For the first time, she finally saw that losing a car was nothing compared to losing the person who loved her truly, even with all her mistakes. All the guilt she had tried to hide for so long came rushing out, and she couldn't run from the truth anymore. As she walked through the living room, the emptiness of the house felt like it was following her. All the warmth, the happy sounds, and the feeling of home were just gone. Every corner of the empty house reminded her of a memory, and every shadow felt like it was filled with David's quiet sadness. Later that night, she sat by the window, reading the letter over and over again. There was no mean talk in his words, just the feeling that things were truly finished. He had finally made himself free from a hurt she caused, and that freedom felt like a heavy weight she would have to carry forever. Outside, the busy world kept moving like nothing was wrong. But Jessica felt stuck in that one moment, haunted by the choices she had made. The man she thought she could trick had shown her he was much stronger than she ever knew. Her car might be waiting for her at her mother's house, but her peace of heart, her marriage, and the life she once loved were gone for good. As she sat there in the dark, she finally understood that the biggest thing she lost wasn't something you can touch. It was a heavy weight of her own choices, a truth that she could no longer hide from.